am here to do a hot chocolate bomb tutorial. I did a poll on Instagram yesterday and overwhelmingly the favorite was dark chocolate peppermint, so that's what I'm gonna do today. But if you liked a different one, don't worry, these are really, really easy to customize to whatever flavor you like. So let's get started. In order to make hot chocolate bombs, the first thing you're gonna need is one of these. This is a silicone mold. If you're gonna make more than 3, this one makes 3 at a time. If you're gonna make more than 3, I recommend more than 1 because it's kind of a time-consuming process. There are 2 sizes to look for, either 2-inch or 2.5-inch. This is a 2.5-inch. If it's in millimeters, that's anywhere from 50 to 70 millimeters. The problem is these are mostly sold out everywhere. If you want to find one, I would check your local Michael's, Hobby Lobby. Don't try on Amazon. The ones from Amazon are all from China right now, and they will give you a shipping date, and that shipping date will be a lie. You can try Etsy. If you look for American sellers on Etsy, you might have luck. Sometimes they're in stock, sometimes they're not. So anyway, so you need 1 or more of these. The other thing that you need is chocolate. The kind of chocolate you need to use for these is called Couverture chocolate, and there are lots of different brands you can use. But the ones I've been using are Ghirardelli. These kind of bars, you can find them at any grocery store. Or I found this Guittard at the Fresh Market, and it's really, really good. So for the dark chocolate peppermint, I'm gonna be using half 72% cacao, 60% cacao. If you're just doing like a regular milk chocolate, I still recommend the 60%. I'm not a dark chocolate girl. I don't like to eat dark chocolate. It's bitter, I don't like it. But with the add of the hot chocolate mix and the milk, that 60% is so good and rich and delicious. So don't use milk chocolate. Or at least don't use all milk chocolate, at least mix some of this in. It's taking me about 1 1/3 ounces of chocolate per ball. So today I'm making 6 balls, so I'm gonna use 8 ounces of chocolate. And what you need to do, this is the least fun part, in my opinion, because I have no upper body strength. You need to chop your chocolate very finely. So I have already chopped up my chocolate. I have about a little more than 2/3 of it in a bowl here, and I'm saving the other third. And I'm just gonna heat this up really slowly in the microwave, about 30 seconds at a time on a half power, until it gets to be about 112 degrees. And then I'm gonna pull it out and add in the microwaved chocolate, stir it together until it hits about 88 degrees. Sorry, this is the dark chocolate, so 89 degrees. And that's when you're gonna get this nice, shiny, smooth, delicious chocolate. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll be back in a minute. So while my chocolate is in the microwave, let me just tell you, you can use candy melts or almond bark if you want to. I don't, because it kind of grosses me out to think about drinking candy melts. And also I feel like if you're going to all this trouble and time to make these, like, use the good chocolate, make it a delicious, not only like a fun experience, but also delicious to drink. Don't use chocolate chips because they have an additive in them to help them keep their shape, and so they don't work well for making the bombs. Okay, we've got our chocolate ready to go. It's nice and shiny. I'm gonna keep mine on a heating pad while I do the next part because you don't want it to cool off too much. So the next part is really fun. We get to paint the mold. I'm gonna try to move this so you can see it. So you're just gonna take a paintbrush, obviously new, not used with paintbrush. They also make, Wilton makes specifically for cake and food preparation paintbrushes. And we're just gonna load up our brush and start painting it in. If you want really shiny hot chocolate bombs, there are 2 things need to happen. Your chocolate needs to be the correct temperature, and your mold needs to be really clean. So make sure there's nothing, no lint or dust or paper towel, whatever, on the inside. And if you want to, you can take a paper towel, wet it with vodka, and just rub each one down and that's supposed to give you really shiny balls. And if they come out not shiny, you can just drink the vodka and then you won't care anymore. So let's paint the rest of these, paying really close attention to the edges. Okay, so we've got them all filled. You can see they don't have to be pretty inside because no one will see the inside of the ball. You just want to make sure you get all the way to pay special attention to the edges because those are the most likely to break. And these are going to go in the fridge for 10 minutes and then we will, we'll do it again for a second coat. I will say in between each layer of chocolate that you're painting on, make sure you rinse your brush really, really well because if it sits here with all this chocolate on it for 10 minutes, it's gonna get hard and the next time you go to paint a layer, it will be really, really hard and clumpy and gross. So rinse it really well. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, we've got them out of the fridge after the first layer and you can see, I think, you can kind of tell where you maybe have missed a couple of little spots. So when you put the second layer on, just make sure you get those spots really well. Okay, I've got my clean brush. And I'm gonna put on the second layer. Okay, we've got our second layer in. So you can see they're really well covered now. Just double check those edges because you wanna make sure that they're nice and covered and you don't see any spots of your mold. And this is gonna go in the fridge for 10 more minutes. Okay guys, our hot chocolate molds just came out for the last time. And now it's time to take them out of the mold and hope that they don't crack. So here we go. Number one. Okay, lovely. Nice and shiny. That vodka must have worked. Guess I don't have to drink it. But I might anyway. If you do get a little crack, or if you have an edge that has a little piece chipped off, don't worry, you can fix it to an extent with the drizzle on top. Okay, I've got them all on a muffin pan covered in saran wrap, and we're ready to fill and decorate those just as soon as we make 6 more. So just repeat that whole process one more time. Okay, so we have all 12 shells ready to make 6 bombs. So what you need to do in your last 10 minutes of waiting is go ahead and melt whatever chocolate you're gonna use for the drizzle. For my dark chocolate peppermint, I like to use white chocolate because it looks really pretty. So we've got these, now it's time to put them together. So make sure you have your hot cocoa powder and your crushed up candy canes. I have about 8 tablespoons in here. And your piping chocolate. The only other thing you need is a plate, a microwavable plate that you've put in the microwave for about 20 seconds. And that's how we're gonna seal the bombs together. So I'm gonna go get that. Okay, I've got my nice warm plate. And I also have an ice pack. I use that to keep my hands cool because the chocolate is very temperamental and it does not like hot hands. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a shell and you're just gonna put it on the plate, let it sit there for just a second until the edges start to melt. And we're gonna go ahead and fill it with a heaping tablespoon of hot chocolate powder, a little less than a tablespoon of crushed peppermint, and then of course some marshmallows. And once you got that filled, just take your other shell, leave it on the hot plate for a few seconds, and then top it right on top of that first one. You can run your finger around the edges if you have any messy edges. And we're just gonna let that one sit there for just a second and get nice and sealed. And then we're just gonna do that with the rest of them. Okay, I've got my white chocolate, got all 6 of my balls put together, and I'm ready to drizzle. This is super fun. I'm using a piping bag, but you can definitely use a Ziploc bag. If you have piping bags, this tip I'm using is a number 2, because I think it looks really nice, and it's super skinny. So I'm just gonna do these really well. Take my leftover crushed peppermint and just dump it on top. I skipped this step. I usually move these once they're dressed with the melted chocolate. I move them over to this other pan, so that way if I have leftover peppermint that drops onto the pan, it's not stuck in chocolate, so I can actually reuse it. That's okay. They're so cute. Ooh, this one needs a little bit more. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna let those dry just a little bit, and then I will show you the finished product. Okay guys, they're all ready. How cute are these babies? I'm gonna use one of my spicy cinnamon that I made a couple days ago. You're gonna wanna pour, for the 2.5 inch bombs, I'm gonna say 10 to 12 inches of hot milk over these. Yay, surprise. So much fun. And then you just stir it really well. I did try one of these with water. I don't really like hot chocolate with water, but I thought it was important to try it so I could tell you guys if it was good or not. It was not good. Like, it wasn't just not as good, it was kind of gross. This chocolate doesn't react well with water, so use milk. And that's it. They're all done. Thanks for watching my video, and stay tuned for an important announcement. So that's it. That's the hot chocolate bomb tutorial. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jenny, your hair looks so much better now. And you're right. But some of you may also be thinking, I love this idea. This looks like a super fun gift. It looks like a Christmas morning family tradition, but I don't have the supplies or the energy or the time to make them. So where can I buy them? The answer is, you can buy them from me. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be selling a limited quantity of these on my website, hotchocolateisthebomb.com. I also have a Facebook and Instagram, Hot Chocolate is the Bomb. If you follow me there, I'm gonna post whenever I'm restocking for more orders. I am only allowed to sell in the state of South Carolina, so I can ship anywhere in South Carolina. I'm also doing local delivery in Greenville, so check out my website. I have a lot of chocolate coming to my house this week, so if you're at all interested in getting some of these for your family and for friends, for gifts, please check out my website and share it with all your friends who live in South Carolina. Thanks for watching my video, and I hope everybody has happy holidays and a Merry Christmas.